Welcome back everyone to my series of music reviews. As you've probably gleaned from the title sequence, this review is focused on Neil Diamond. So I was lucky enough to go and see Neil Diamond, who, let's face it, is probably one of history's great musicians of the last century. I think Neil Diamond really is the epitome of great American songwriting, and I think he really stands amongst people like Bob Dylan, Neil Young and James Taylor. If you opened up the Great American Songbook, the hypothetical Great American Songbook, I think you'd see Neil Diamond on page one. I think Neil Diamond's music has this very sort of Midwestern flavour to it, and I think it's very easy to grasp and enjoy for most people. So I think for Neil Diamond to actually come to Australia after so many years, I'm pretty sure in the performance he said 1976 was the last time that he was in Australia. So it was such a surprise for him to come out now. And I mean, obviously the guy's made enough money from touring and from his long career that the only reason that he would be coming out now is for the love and respect that he has for his fans and purely for the enjoyment that he experiences when touring. It was interesting to note that the demographic of the audience was largely middle-aged to older women, but from noticing their reactions through the night, I mean, it was like they were 21 years old again. And I think that really illustrates the impact that the night had on Neil Diamond's fan base and the spirit of the performance. So I think out of all the parts of a really great performance, I was forced to only pick out the four that really struck me as the best parts of the night. I think first and foremostly, the fact that he had no support band, which meant that he was playing for a lot longer set than what most bands usually play with the support band. There was probably an extra half an hour to an hour of performance that the Neil Diamond band actually covered for with no support band. The other thing that really struck me was some points during breaks in songs, he would actually spend up to 10 minutes standing and talking to the audience and engaging them in conversation, which is a very difficult thing for a lot of performers to do, and Neil Diamond just pulled it off so well. It really is just the mark of such a great performance artist. He actually played, of the songs that I really enjoyed was I'm a Believer, which he actually wrote for the Monkees. So he actually did his rendition of that, but because the stage was a 360-degree stage, many of the people at the back of the stage plot weren't actually able to see him. So he actually did a further minute of that song just facing the back of the audience because they couldn't see while he was playing that song, which again I think is just a really such a gratifying thing, and it's so great to see the level of devotion he has for his audiences. I think out of all the songs, I really had to pick basically three that really I thought were above the rest, and one of those was the aforementioned I'm a Believer. Sherry Sherry, which is a personal favourite of mine, but I think during the performance he really covered it well. And the other one that was really great, which was very unexpected, was Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers. It was actually a cover that he did of that song, which again I think his version of that, it still had the power and the importance of the original, with the Neil Diamond label or the Neil Diamond stamp over it. So again, I think that was a really great part to the night and a great addition to the set list. I think out of all the experiences of the night, what I found was most profound was the level of love and devotion which Neil Diamond has for his audiences. And I think it's something that's been with him since Hot August Night, that real ability to have a connection between the performer and the audience. And it's something that a lot of older musicians are able to exert quite well, but seem to be lacking in a lot of new bands. And I think I touched on this briefly during the Leonard Cohen review, but it's very disappointing when you go and see a lot of more recent bands. They have this real impersonal aspect to their performances, and I think to be able to generate that connection is a really important and strong part of live music. So I'm going to leave that there for this post. Thank you again for watching my review, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video.